I would say of this channel right here, where you're seeing this descending level of resistance, then it could pop. It could continue a pop right up to 94K. So high alert, be ready for it. But yeah, just want to kind of add a little confluence to what you were talking about in terms of just being overextended. Now, coming down short-term time frame, what I was looking at this weekend was really I was looking at the oscillator. Okay, so one of the things that I was looking at was the oscillator here. One of the things that I like doing personally is having a trend sometimes on the oscillator. Okay, so I see very clearly that the trend of the oscillator is continuing to go up, right? So what did I notice? Well, I noticed that we had a horizontal level of resistance. You see where the screen line is? That actually was liquidity, but also we had a horizontal level in conjunction with the weekly pivot. All right, I think I just updated this too. So this weekly pivot is actually from the current. It's taking everything into account. So I've shifted all my lines, but just know that there was a horizontal level right here where the weekly pivot is. This just wasn't the weekly pivot as of like yesterday. So, but the horizontal level remains. So I saw a horizontal level of resistance, and then I saw this ascending trend line here at the bottom, right? So it basically formed an ascending triangle, very clear ascending triangle. That's a bullish pattern. So you're basically building pressure to the upside, right? And you're retesting this area multiple times, which we've already broken once, but then liquidity started building up again. So liquidity started building up in that area, people thinking that I guess it was ultimately going to reject. But when you put liquidity this close to price action, that lets me know or gives me a key that we're most likely going to go up and take that liquidity. So that was kind of a reason I was pretty bullish this weekend on thinking we could see a breakout just based on knowing liquidity was above a bullish pattern that we were seeing on the chart. So things were lining up. Now, for me, I was just looking for it to go up to the quarterly pivot, which I don't know what happened to that on my chart, but that was a little bit closer to here. It hit that area, and then I was like, all right, I'm chilling at this point. And so this extra move up to the top side here was honestly a little bit of a surprise, kind of nice to see. But again, now we're at an area of resistance where I would be very uh weary of taking a long position is really what I would say to you. So there you go. That's what I'm looking at. Or was looking at.
Beautiful.
I want you to know you're my favorite girl.
Let's go. You working on that golf swing, bro?
I'm not, dude. I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm gonna hit up a simulator tomorrow. It's gonna
I'm
be
still
dope.
injured. Ah, that's okay. OC, how are we gonna get you to the Bitcoin conference, bro?
Oh, I don't
You
know,
can
man.
jump. You said you're good at jumping things.
Yeah, man. If you guys don't know,
Your
I
mic's a
got.
bit crackly, bro.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was just me, but it sounds very robotic.
Mr.
All right.
Roboto.
Let me see if I can fix that. 1 second. Might be this thing here. Well, in the meantime, can you guys maybe take over? I'm gonna try to fix my microphone,
Yeah, no
and we'll
worries.
see how I do.
Let's take a look, baby. Yeah, so a couple of calls on the weekend. Uh I believe I gave the I don't I believe I gave it to everyone here as well, but Solana, very simple, right? A lot of what TradeFly was saying, like it was around the world, man. Like this ascending triangle was around the world, right? So you can see the buildup, right? This is whenever you see an ascending triangle, all it's suggesting is that people are agreeing at a higher price level to buy this thing. So they're pushing, they're pushing, they're pushing, and you get like a sell wall, right? That's the sell wall. So if you can get onto the trend, which is where I was
Testing,
looking,
testing,
there's a nice little
testing,
order block here. You can definitely take advantage of a move like this. Look to take
testing,
it at
testing,
least up to
testing, testing,
your breakout area. And
testing,
then if you
testing.
get the breakout, you make lots of money, right? So setting the trap, understanding how price action works, the amount of absorption that's happening at the lows here, and then able to take that trade. So that was the Solana trade. Now, A lot of these things are still very beaten up. Okay, so this is the cautious, please be cautious talk I'm going to give you here. So what goes up must come down. So naturally, whenever we get a breakout retest, we look for the retest, right? So, oh, you sound crispy now.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Damn, Daniel. I better shut up. Actually, let's talk about Ethereum. I know how much OC likes Ethereum. So I gave the same idea for Ethereum, right? So you have the ascending triangle here, right? You have the breakout, the retest. So we're looking for the retest on a lot of these tokens as well, and to hold really their value areas above us here. What's up, beautiful? Oh, my wife come and brought me. She wants me to be able to see when I'm older, so she brought me my glasses. What a sweetheart. Blue light, man. Staring at screens all day long, man. I thought it was as a carpenter, you feel pretty lame wearing safety glasses. I mean, you just have to have long eyelashes, right? That's it. But man, staring at screens, that feels like worse than sawdust, man. So yeah, a lot of things are getting overextended here. Targets above here, trying to get above. Just like if we're hunting a key level on Bitcoin, right? So if we're hunting and we get rid of all of my support and resistance levels, right? Let me take a look at this. Like we're hunting these highs. Like this is what we need to invalidate. Now we also talked about the macro outlook too, right? So the macro outlook is like even if this is our high right now, we're gonna get a bear div here, and we come back into here, anywhere back into here. This is gonna be bottoming structure, higher low, continuation out. Okay. What we want to see is this. No matter where this comes in up top here, okay, so no matter where this point here comes in, whether it's here, whether it's here, whether it's here, whether it's here, except here, okay, but all we want is to see that come back down to wherever it comes, and we want to see this area broken. This is what we want, okay? If there's one thing where we want to see it, that's it. Is we want to see if this is our high right here, we want to see it come back down, and we want to see it broken. That would give me confirmation on a much higher term time frame to be confident in much more of a macro uptrend, much more of a bullish structure in here. This could be our spring, right? So if we're looking at Wyckoff, our spring, and then we can get some sort of accumulation, maybe a sweep down, and then we go, right? So this is good. This is pretty constructive, right? We have higher highs and higher lows in here, but now we are pushing up, so we should expect minimum that. However, we can still, while we have this momentum, look to come higher, okay? And when we look at volume and where we're really looking to get to, it's the lows of the big range, right? Where's the lows of the big range? Well, let's pull this volume out even more. Let's look at all of this now. And we can see we really don't start, as Piper would call it, we have a volume nipple right around 91,000. Okay, so if we extend this level all the way over, there's our volume nipple. Okay. So really, we should initially be looking to get rejected up in here. Okay. If this, then that, though. So depending on what happens today and tomorrow, going into GDP on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's lots of data coming out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but we should see how far we get Monday, Tuesday, and that's kind of where what I'm looking for is I'm looking for whenever the high comes in, I'm looking for the retracement, and then I want to see that broken eventually. And this could take weeks, okay? This could take weeks. However, if we push up from here and we take this high in here, any higher low is valid for a long. Right, that would be change in structure in this way, where we can say this is mitigated. Now we look for a higher low anywhere in here, and we can go to the absolute moon. But we are still, unfortunately, in a downtrend. Okay. So I advise you to also proceed with caution. Enough of my spaghetti. I want to see the real spaghetti master here.
1 second here. Just finishing up. Just like requesting here. Give me 1 second. But yeah, by the way, I am on long. Already have taken some profits on Bitcoin. And let me share my screen. Sorry, I'm just trying to just finish up setting things up here. 1 second.
LBC in the place, man. What's going on, bro?
What? Oh, wait. That's what I was doing. Man, I'm just multitasking here. Yeah, he said, hey, I just need to invite him in over. So let me just invite to speak. There we go. Hopefully Lunar Beach Security Club can jump in here. Maybe there's gonna be the 4 of us. All right.
It's all good, man. I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna set up. I'm actually gonna go live here in probably about 20 minutes. So
Absolutely. Can
go.
you share your link? So maybe we can
yeah, I dropped it in.
redirect to you. Absolutely.
Awesome. Appreciate it, dude. You guys have a good one.
You too, brother.
Peace.
Oh, Lunar Beaches is driving.
All right, perfect. Already done. Sorry for that. Just too many questions at the same time here in all sides. So sorry. It's just part of my Monday, not having everything just tippy top on the setup. So let me start sharing my screen here. And we were talking about this retest continuation here on the wedge. So we were looking at this, I believe, on Friday or even Thursday, where we were rejecting or having a secondary section on or
Screen?
secondary setup. Yeah, working on that. Thank you so much for a reminder. On the previous trend line that we had. All right, got it here. Moving things out of the way. And should be up now.
Yeah, you're good.
Can you-
Loading. There
Oh,
we go. yeah.
perfect.
You're good.
All right, so just looking at the 4 hours, and let me get this out of the way. We're talking about this trend line in here that is coming down for a long time. And I believe, where was this one? Wednesday the 19th. We're talking about a possible short or a breakout retest. We have both, kind of like a breakout, but then also failed to stay above both the dynamic reactor and the trend line. What happened? We actually set up alerts, right? We set up 2 alerts, one half of an entry, another half of an entry right here. Let's go visit those alerts very quickly. There we go. We have it on Friday. So Bitcoin crossing 83,389 created on Friday, right? So basically we had this crossing here coming back down, and then up we go. So we were expecting that flip of the ribbon, and right now we're having already another set of an automated trend line. This trend line that we have in here is not hand drawn. This is part of chart prime, and we're going against it. Also, we're going to a high bearish disparity area, which usually indicates rejection, right? Let me repeat something that I love, right? It's not about the breakout, it's about your retest, right? Where? On the dynamic reactor. And off we go. So I think this is going to be a big and ginormous point of confluence. Not only because I believe so, but if we are able to break above and hold it, I think we might be going back to, oh, there we go. Look at that. But we have a Lunar Beaches crypto. Oh, look at loud order block. So I need to take a look at my order blocks. But if we are able to hold this area, we might even see that huge order block migration. But let me give you a little bit of hope in here. Usually we aim for this kind of patterns, right? The infamous goose head, right? So what does a goose head usually means? It usually means when it's on the right place, on the right zone. So basically the peak not looking down is not a sad goose. Instead, it is a horizontal peak, just like we're forming right here. So I believe, or usually that is the place, right, where we go slightly below for then create a higher high and then a further retracement. All right. How far? We don't know. But that is when we need to start looking for support and resistance, order blocks, a dynamic reactor, so on and so forth, right? So at this point, the goose head is not confirmed, but remember, slight retracement before going back up slightly above and then a further move to the downside. I believe this is going to be what we're going to be having, right? So why did I mention this is going to be a big support area? Because it's not about the breakout. Maybe it's about the fake out and retest, right? And off you go. So based on those two, instead of going to breakout retest, I am adding the fake out downwards, further move to the upside to double top, and then retracement. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for so far in this area. And also we aim for a Kava setup. We're gonna be taking a look at Kava setup on the late show, so stay tuned for that one, because we are trading at that point with no indicators. Something that I usually teaching here, it is that indicators are great, are fabulous. By the way, it's kind of like a challenging at this point for me, a little bit, not trading with indicators, because I really want to look at them. It just makes my life so easy, or so much easier, that it's just, you know, like having that tool, right, that is right for the job, and you're just choosing just for the love of the art, right? For your job, not to use it. So you really are craving to use it, but we are not there yet, right? So we're starting from just support and resistance, trading on support and resistance, just trend lines, trading on support and resistance in trend lines. Then Friday we learned about candlesticks. So now adding candlesticks patterns to how we trade. This is because if you already know the basis of trading, using indicators, it's going to be just like cheating, right? Because you already know what you're looking for, you know market structure, you start identifying stuff. And something that I want to teach you on that channel, guys, it is that just like it happened to me, right? When I learned support and resistance, my mind was blown, right? Then when I learned candle patterns or candlestick patterns, then I forgot about support and resistance and only start trading candle patterns, right? Which for me was a mistake, right? I mean, for you might be right, but what I want to teach you there, it is that it is just not to rock your wall with one single theory or tool. It is everything just a part of the puzzle, right? Just look for the correct pieces, put them together, and look for what makes you money. So looks good to me, he said. I love it. So let me go and take a look at Ethereum, man, because you did actually gave the entry there. My analysis also corresponded to that one. I was trying to enter on a trade. I did bought, but it was not for a trade. So I cannot call it a trade even if I wanted to. So just so you know, guys, I did bought a little bit. It is not on leverage. It was not intended to be a trade. But I'm going to be waiting for a rejection at this point. All right. We are almost at the top. We have overbought signals. Can we break? Absolutely we can. So why am I not going to be buying this if this could be breaking all the way to 200 in 2,300, something like that? And that is because I'm not trying to buy tops, right? Because the same thing could have been said in here, right? Well, could it break? Yes, it could, but it's not breaking. So again, it's not about the breakout. It's about your retest. So far, we have a bullish divergence. There we go. And yeah, that is something that I'm looking at, Lunar Beaches Crypto, on Bitcoin. But also, I thought you were, I just read that is Bitcoin. But also, I'm looking at Ethereum, where we have up ranging channels. Usually those ranges tend to break to the downside. So going back to the base of where we have also two liquidity zones wouldn't be surprising. But so far, where is it going to be my trade, or how is it going to be my trade? We are above the zero line right now. All right, we're having clipping here. So if you don't know about clipping, well, ask Alex of Crypto. He's the master of clipping here. And we could be also breaking through and going up. So what am I going to be waiting? If I get rejection, well, then I'm going to be waiting for the support area, right? Maybe half of it in 3 stop loss. If I get stopped out, my next area of entry is going to be right here, 1,820-ish area, right? And remember, I want at that point to have flip of the ribbon. So that's why here I'm going to be entering with only half of an entry, because I'm not going to be that short of that trade, but my strategy is telling me to long it at that point, right? Why am I not shorting this? I'm not shorting this because look at my consolidation score. It's 5. It's neutral. It's not longer very bearish, right? This is telling me something. What else do I have here? Well, prime score is still very bearish, but we know once we start breaking through the dynamic reactor, this prime score start going crazy, right? So we're going to be jumping from 2 to 5. I bet you that we're going to be doing that. Why? Because breaking a high volume area, it's that important, right? So if it's that important, well, then losing that high volume area for the bearish side means that previous resistance becomes new support, right? And a high volume area for support, that is very bullish. So I will be just looking for breakout retest in this case, and I bet you that if we start breaking that dynamic reactor, our prime score is going to be jumping. My consolidation score is already at 5, right? So neutral. So I could be breaking too, right? I'm still on dump, but I'm above the 0 line, which means I could comfortably start going downwards here, right? And just like in here, hold my 0 line, right? Which meant, right? Which meant stop falling. For example, let's take a look at what happened previously. So right here, for example, we were at the highs, right? Just like we were in here, right? We were going to the 0 line right here, and what happens? We lost the 0 line. Yes, we created a triple bullish divergence. But what happened with my low? Farther and deeper low. Right? What happens when I hold the 0 line? Yes, the trade is not as big, but look at that. We kind of like a stop falling. We did not create a lower low, right? Neither a sweep of the lows. This usually it is more bullish than bearish. Not only that, we see that at that point, right when we were holding the 0 line, some unexpected liquidity start applying. Seems like first the bearishness start going through, right? And finally the bullish movement start going again upwards here. That means that despite this is more bearish than bullish, the amount or the speed of the bullish reactions overcame the slowness of the volume amount. Therefore, we held that area. Where can you learn this? Here. Why? Because this is too in-depth on theory, right? So it's not like the indicators are going to be giving you a manual on theory, but just those kind of tips and tricks, you learn them here while we explain them. So that is more bullish. And look at that. We held the 0 line going back up, and we're technically making a higher high. This is not the higher high that I was expecting. But also I need to understand that we are jamming against the dynamic reactor, which is one of the strongest. So did I bought? Yes, I bought. Not for a trading, so I'm not going to be taking that a star for myself. So I just need to tell you guys, because far ahead, when I talk about selling what I bought to hold, I don't want it to be confused, neither added to my score, all right? So just so you understand the difference at this point, I bought to held, not bought with trading in mind. All right. I want to go over Link in Kava. Let me take over here very quickly, and let's go over Link first. 4 hours. Link right now, and let's just wait for it to load. I don't know, why is it taking so long? Let me see. Maybe I'm not on Starlink? Maybe? Well, that will have to wait. All right, we're already at Link, right? Exactly the same thing that we were expecting on Ethereum, right? But in this case, or what we are expecting on Ethereum, right? But in this case, this was leading the way. What happened? I was just so close into this one and above the 0 line that I could be expecting what? A breakout, right? And remember, it's not about the breakout, it's about your retest and then creating a higher low. For me, my re-entry zone on that point for a bullish momentum or bullish area would be at 1542. If not, I was looking to range, sweep of the lows, and then hit the dynamic reactor. All right, what happens? We range. We did not hit flip of the lows, so that bad. I did not enter for this trade, but now we're breaking. So what are we looking at this point? We just follow our strategy. We are not there yet, flipping back down, but we could, right? Am I going to be taking the chances just to long this itty bitty piece? Not on the 4 hours. Maybe this could be a job for something like the 5 minutes or the 3 minutes, all right? Where we can see some structure and then add the structure, long it as we break out. So maybe we could be seeing here on the 3 minutes some bullish pennant, right? But at the 3 minutes, I can guarantee you that the chance it's basically over. Nonetheless, I'll be waiting for flip of the ribbon. All right, look at that. We already have clipping, so not a good area to start buying. All right, and then maybe if we held not even the dynamic reactor, if we hold the trend line that we have in here, that for me is going to be very, very bullish. And that's when I'm going to be jumping in for a trade. So let's move our alert and let's put it all the way back above this area right here. Almost at the bottom of the dynamic reactor. And that is not because of the dynamic reactor, but for the overshoot, right? Or the parabola that the price action is going to be doing on its way down, right? So just a little advice there. That's what I'm going to be looking at. So what kind of parabola? This is not a circle. This is not a straight line. This is, as you can see, the same parabola that I could be looking or expecting out of this price action. There we go, like that. And as always, that spaghetti is getting too much for the breakfast. So let me take one more, Alex, and then I throw it back to you. I want either do EOS or I want to do Kava. Which one would you rather me to do, my friend?
You can do. They request EOS.
EOS? Perfect. Oh, did they request EOS?
Which ones are you doing?
Oh, I don't know. I was not reading at the request.
Do
But I can do EOS. Perfect. I can do EOS. So EOS. What's going to happen? This one absolutely took me a little bit by surprise. Why? Because it overranged what I was expecting a farther move, right? Or a more volatile move. So what were we expecting here? Coming back down, hitting the dynamic reactor and immediate reaction. It did not, right? Still, I mean, don't get me wrong. Let's just grab this and just slightly push it to my right. Try not to move in neither up or down, right? Again, this one too, to my right. And guess what? Right? We hit the target. Why? Because we were aiming at this resistance, right? And if you can see, it's actually a manual line being drawn here. Oh, no, sorry. This is not a manual line. This is the POC. But also, we were talking about this area of resistance, right? And this area of smart money for a short. What happens? We are right now there. And what could we be expecting? Well, then, because I was expecting a reaction in here being below the zero line, at this point, we are above the zero line. That means that I'm not going to be expecting a farther move to the downside so far. I will be expecting less of a movement downwards, all right? If we hold the zero line. So we're going to be looking for the short maybe, going down, maybe a retracement somewhere around here where the trend line is, and then a continuation. So what is going to be defining your entry point, which is going to be right here? That's going to be defined, of course, the support that we have, dynamic reactor, your liquidity zone, and your trend line. All right, those are creating confluence. And then we want to see the flip of the ribbon downwards, holding the zero line to the upside, right? And at that point, when we are almost hitting the zero line, I'm going to be trying to forerun it. And if we are at the support area, I'm going to be longing it, all right? Front running by one candle my flip of the ribbon. Why? Because that's basically what I've been doing with EOS. EOS has been moving a little bit faster on my flip of the ribbon. It's just like any other professional tool, right? You have a wiggle room right there. Sometimes it's a little bit early, sometimes it's right on spot, and sometimes it's slightly after. And that has to do on how the volume and momentum interact on your oscillator. So at this point, I'm seeing more money flow acting upon the price action. Therefore, we're having a slower flip of the ribbon of what we would like. For example, right here, look at that. Your flip of the ribbon was at the next candle. Right? So the same thing here. Look at that. Your flip of the ribbon was at the next candle, not at the candle of impact, right? That's why I'm looking for so basically almost before my flip of the ribbon, I'm gonna be trying to catch the impact of that price action on my support, front running the oscillator. So one caveat here, I'm not gonna be trading it if it's not on a zero line. If it's like that, I'd rather jump slightly late than just try to long it here and then the damn thing start going to the zero line as we are expecting. That means that will pull me maybe on negative on my stop loss. So just be careful on EOS. I'm gonna be moving my entry here at this point right there, 0.5543. So that's what I got. Let me try it back to you, my friend, just in case you want to wrap things up, or if you have anything else to share before we go on our way.
Yeah, of course. No worries. Good job. Yeah, looking for the mitigation of this high. Looking for this to come up in here, sweep here for Bitcoin, and this could turn into quite a nice trade if we get it. You want to see this thing push up. You want to see this thing break structure and drop. Okay, and you want to get short here. You don't want to get short on the sweep. Okay, so I'm looking for that all the way back down to 85,000. Okay. If we're looking at something else, XRP also looks very nice for a short. I love shorting XRP, just in honor of OC, that we hopefully get to $1.50. But a lot of this unsustainable. So looking for that SFP, we do have a liquidity zone up in here if we turn on our indicator. So that would be quite nice if we do push up in here, get a nice rejection off of the XRP here. But I'm kind of looking at that right now. No trade right now. I've scalped in between here a couple of trades, just $100, $100, just chilling, So we'll see what else goes on today, but I would expect if we hold here and we create some sort of flag in here. Okay, I'm not a flag trader, but if we do something like this, we could look for another push. Okay, but right now this looks like very toppy in my opinion. And look at, I mean, I don't think Chart Prime could draw any more bearish divergence. It's getting a little bit excited. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I'd be looking for the rest of the day. And then that could turn into a big trade, right? That could turn into quite a nice move if it does happen. Okay, so always be prepared. Right now we're up only. So until you have confirmation, you're not getting short. You're typically getting long and looking for this thing to continue upwards, okay? Be safe, trade safe, use a stop loss, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.